Hey, dude, what's going on? Hello?
Just hold on. I need to make
No problem.
make it a bit louder. I think it's fixed now.
Okay, yeah, you're all good. All good. Hey, dude, what's up?
Nothing much.
That's good. That's good. I had a talk with some people yesterday. And it was too late. You already got to bed when I came to the decision that I wanted to talk to you about this stuff. This has nothing to do with Willie Mac's video, by the way. I didn't even see that stuff until this morning. I already came to this decision last night, just in case you're wondering, because I saw that some people sent me that stuff. I got the messages this morning. But I came to the decision last night that I wanted to talk to you about this stuff because in getting some perspective from other people, I can realize that I was definitely wrong in some things that I said and some things that I did. I'm not going to concede on everything to give you more. Be completely upfront. I'm not going to concede on everything, but there are some things that I genuinely regret about what I did. And I genuinely do regret getting involved in the first place. And this isn't me just, damage controlling or something. I've genuinely thought about this and I should not have gotten involved in the first place. And I will kind of explain to you why I did what I did and kind of hopefully give you some more perspective as well, if you're okay with that.
Okay.
All right.
And I just want to say first that I definitely think I went too harsh to towards the end of my video. I got a bit invested in making the video dramatic and stuff. And, I definitely went over hyperbolic towards the end.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Because it was definitely, there was some things that were a bit over dramatic, but you know what? It's fine. We all over dramatize things sometimes. So that's fine. I don't hold any hard feelings against you for doing that. Okay. Getting involved in this was a mistake in the first place, but I think it all goes back to a few months ago. I had just blown up in a big way, and I don't think I was fully aware of how much of an audience I really had. And I think recently I've gotten a lot more perspective with this stream stuff and a little bit before as well about how much influence I actually hold. And putting you and other small guys on blast for little things that you did or just being cringe was not acceptable. And I don't...
Actually, I think you were 100% within the right to, meme on me and stuff for being cringe before. I have no problem with
Well, I have a problem with myself doing that because I think that's what started everything, and I shouldn't have done that. And you'll notice that I haven't done it in the last 2 months, because of the outcome of this whole situation. I just decided that it wasn't worth it. But looking back now, I don't agree with a lot of what I did. I'm a big channel. I'm not just some small guy anymore dunking on other small guys. I have a lot more influence than I realized at the time, and it didn't really register with me. I suppose the growth was so gradual. I didn't even notice, how many people there were that genuinely followed and believed and took everything I said and would use that later on. So you can have a different opinion. I don't think I should have done that, but that's kind of what started this, is getting involved with small commentary. I shouldn't have. I don't think I should have done that. I shouldn't have gone so hard on people, because that's what led to this situation. I saw it in my timeline, this DM, because I was tagged in the tweet, and I ignored it for the whole day because I thought it was fake. I didn't think that situation was in any way real. And then A-Star hit me up later on. It might have been the next day or the same day. I can't remember now, but he hit me up later on. And he basically told me that you had admitted to him in a deleted message that you said it was all real. And that kind of shocked me, right? I mean, naturally, I would be shocked because I had featured you on my channel. I had interacted with you on Twitter. Of course, I memed on you, right? But I had no like hard feelings towards you or anything. It was never like I hated Pieman or anything. It was never anything to do with that. I found it funny to meme. And looking back now, I don't know if I should have, but I did, and I found it funny. And I didn't have any legitimate hard feelings towards you. I just thought you were, a dumb kid that did some dumb things, and that's okay because we're all kids at some point and we do dumb things. But yeah, I was shocked upon seeing that message. I was definitely taken aback a bit, and I said some things on Twitter that I very much regret looking back on now. I definitely was very emotional at that time, and I shouldn't have let my emotions get the best of me, and I shouldn't have even engaged in the first place. But I did, and I did it, and I can't take back what I did because it's already done. But I can regret what I did, and I do regret what I said and what I did, and some of the things I said specifically, because I don't hold those same opinions now, and my opinions have definitely changed on the subject. There's one thing though, I still don't understand why you sent that message, and you don't have to tell me, and you don't have to say anything about that. I keep on running through scenarios in my head about that message, and I don't know why you sent that. I really don't. I don't understand it. But I'm content.
I can't defend it either.
I'm content with just saying that you didn't understand and going on, because I genuinely do not have an explanation, and I can't. I've never been able to figure out that part. So yeah, I still don't know. I still don't know why you sent that, and you don't have to tell me, and you don't have to say anything about it. But I don't know, man. I still, that was still a fucking strange message, man. And I think a lot of us can say that was fucking strange. And I think
I agree. Yeah, it was dumb and it was stupid. I agree.
I think, if we were to say anything, that was definitely a message that raised a lot of red flags for a lot of people. And I still don't know why you sent it. But anyway. Then okay, so with the Twitter stuff, I did clarify. Okay, I will say this because the tweets are gone now. But I do remember writing a tweet that specifically said, like, clarified in clear, plain English, and it got maybe 20 likes or something, that you are not a pedophile. I stated that on Twitter, and I don't blame you for not remembering that or not seeing that. And obviously, you don't have evidence of that, man. And obviously, you've got to take me by word here. But I did write a tweet like that, and I did clarify with 100% certainty that you were not on Twitter. And I really regret not archiving any of that now because it would have been very useful. But I don't. I did mention that on Twitter, and I don't know if you remember that at all. But I did say that.
No, I think I remember it.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yes.
So that's one thing that didn't make it in your video, which I would have liked to see, but obviously you didn't have screenshots of it, so I understand.
I should have put it in there. I guess in my mind, I thought you were, sort of speaking out of both sides of your mouth, saying I'm not a pedo, and like I believed you were sort of insinuating it in other tweets.
The tweets that I made that were insinuating it were worded really poorly, and I should have worded them a lot better. Again, under the assumption that I shouldn't have gotten involved in the first place. But since I did get involved, we kind of have to look at what's there. I should have worded that so much better. There were so many tweets that I look back now and I'm thinking, oh, the wording on that was so shit. It was like the same thing 2 years ago with the reaction commentary take that I had. Like, the thing that I said and the words that, like the thing that I thought and the words that I put down were two completely different things, and I should have worded those so much better, because I understand looking at those tweets what I was trying to say, but it just didn't come off the way that I intended for it to come off at all. And in a way, I'm very thankful that I did get flagged, so those tweets got taken down, so they didn't have as much of an impact as they might have had. Because I regret making those tweets because they are 100% phrased super terribly.
Yeah. I do think, I can understand that because, I'm not in your mind. I can't, think Well,
Yeah, of course.
you thought it was a pedo because now that I look at it from that perspective, I can definitely see how it could just be, um, misworded.
Yeah, it's just misworded. It really is just. I never thought you were a pedo, man. I
Yeah,
never thought that. Never.
yeah. I guess I
I
just thought from look.
No,
I
you don't
guess
have
I
to
just
justify. You don't have to justify because it's my wording and it's my fault here. So you don't have to justify anything. You don't have to. You don't have to read my mind because that's not what you're. That's not what you're thinking. You can only look what's on the screen. But I'm giving you context because it's my job to do that, not your job. So you don't have to justify anything. But okay. So yep, Twitter. There were some tweets that I regret making. I think it was maybe two tweets that I really do regret making the wording that I used there. There's one about urges. That one specifically I wanted to talk about. The context of what I was talking about there, it didn't mean like pedophile urges. It meant like not being able to control yourself, not being able to, think before you speak kind of urges, if you know what I mean. Like, I didn't mean that in the sense of you being a pedophile, because that's never what it was. It was in the sense of you not thinking before you speak, you not, you know, you get what I mean? You get what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. Okay. So that was what I meant by that tweet. But I obviously it came off super bad, and I can understand how that came off super bad, and I don't blame you for thinking that or seeing that at all. Okay, and then came the Drama Time show. That was significantly. I think that was significantly less nuclear than the Twitter stuff. But there are still some things in there that I regret in the wording, specifically in the bit where I said this is going to haunt you forever. That bit was worded really poorly, but I what I was trying to say was this is going to always, people are always going to remember this in the community. It's never going to like leave you in the community. And I don't know if that was me, man. And I had like, 500 subs. I don't know. I don't know if I would want to continue with that on my record. I mean, I give you props for putting yourself out there and doing that. I don't know if I would have done it personally, and I was speaking from my own personal thoughts, but the way that I worded that was really poorly again. And say that your online life is going to be ruined by it. That's not what I meant by that. I was just saying like people are always going to bring this up and people are always going to remember it. But the way I worded that was really, really shit. So I apologize for that wording. I apologize for being super emotional in that call. I shouldn't have been so erratic. It definitely was not aiding the situation anyway. And I apologize for that as well. I do think that you did skip out the last like 5 minutes or so, which I think would have been. I look back at that now. The last 5 minutes of our call on Drama Time. I still don't see no problem with the advice that I gave you there, because I think now, and I think then, and I still think now that you are very attached to the online world, and I don't know if it's helping you in any way. You are. Am I wrong in saying that? Am I wrong in saying that you're super attached to the online world?
I wouldn't say you're wrong.
Okay, well,
I think I'm less attached than I was at that time.
Yeah. The thing about the problem, okay, I heard from people that I know that you never really took a proper break from social media because you were still liking my tweets because I saw the notifications for them and then you unliked them later. Okay. I caught you in 4K liking the tweets a number of times while you were supposed to be on break. I've heard from people that you are like active on Discord servers still, or active with your online friend group during the time you were supposed to be taking a break. I think you need a break, as in no online stuff. Like you need a log off of stuff, and you need to like not be on it. And I understand that might be a difficult thing for you to do because you've got no friends in IRL. Well, at least that I know of. That's what you said before, but that could be true. That could not be true, but whatever. You really need to hold on. I need to word this properly. You really need to understand that you're going through like the most important part of your development right now. Your teenage years are super important. And the stuff that I said to you on the podcast were only coming from the best of places. I don't want your life to be like fucked up later. And I genuinely do believe that. And I genuinely am not trying to like, pussyfoot around this. It's you're going through a really important part in your life right now. And some of these people online, they're not your real friends. And you might think they are, but I can tell you from experience, a lot of these people, they're not your real friends. There are people out there, I'm sure that are, but the majority of them are probably not. When I started, when I was here in the beginning, about 2 and a bit years ago, probably right now, I met many people who I thought were real friends, but most people were not. Most people I've discovered are certainly not. They were not legit people, or they, stake me later or something like that. And there's a bunch of examples, but I don't know, man. You've got to think about it yourself. This is one thing you need to think about, because a lot of these people, you might think they're genuine right now, but 6 months, 9 months, a year from now, you got to be careful, because this community is like super toxic and shit. And there's a lot of people that I have lost a lot of respect for, because of the way that they've conducted themselves. I saw one guy that I was cool with about 2 and a bit years ago has like completely flipped on me recently, and it's so weird to see. I like recognize his profile pic, and I'm like, wait, didn't we used to interact on Twitter? And I look back at his Twitter, and yeah, we did. And he's completely flipped on me. So you got to be careful, man, because this community is like, a lot of these people aren't real people. The people in your real life, those are the people that are going to stick by you for a while, and you've got to remember that. And I think it's you've got to think about socializing some more in the real world, because it's really important for you to do that right now. And that last 5 minutes of that podcast, I listened to it recently, and I still stand by that. But that was in the nuclear part of the podcast anyway, so I think that's perfectly fine for me to say. Yeah, I don't know. That's just where I stand with that. But you need to think about it. But obviously, I'm not going to have you make an answer right now. But I want you to think about it for sure. Okay, so drama time. Anything else there that I really regret saying? I've talked about the emotion. I've talked about the thing about haunting you forever. What was else in there that was really bad? I feel like there was one more thing that I'm missing, but I can't remember now. No, it's gone. If I remember it later, I'll go back to it, but I can't remember now. Okay. I want to talk about the stream I did where I said you suicide betted. I want to talk about that. This is probably the hardest thing for me to say today.
Sorry, I'm really sorry, but I have to go now.
Oh, okay. That's not a problem.
We can call back at another time or something, but
all right, that's not a problem.
Need to go. Sorry.
So it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're all good.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good, man. I'll speak to you later.
See you.
Bye-bye.